Hi guys, Paul here at Radioshop Pickups in South Wales, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install one of our Strat base plates on the bottom of your Strat pickup. Now for our Strat base plates you need to head over to radioshoppickups.com and you'll find them in the accessories section. Now why would you want to do this? Now basically the reason for putting a base plate on the bottom of a Strat pickup and for installing this on a pickup would be to intensify the magnetic field. If you look at the ingredients, or basically the makeup of a pickup, you will see that it is copper wire around some al-nickel magnets, and by putting a base plate on the bottom you're actually intensifying the magnetic field. And there's a couple of sort of upshots of this. Basically you'll get a little bit of extra bass response, okay, and it will also give the pickup a little bit of extra grunt. And we designed our base plate, which we call the Tele-fit base plate. It's quite unique really. A lot of existing designs are basically just a bar across, okay. Now what we wanted to do was maximize the amount of intensifying of the magnetic field that we could do by actually making a pickup that would be the same shape as the bottom of a Strat pickup, not just a bar that goes across. So this maximizes the effect of intensifying that field, and it fits the footprint of a Strat pickup absolutely perfectly. And the way in which it does it is like that of a Telecaster base plate and that design, so we call it the Tele-fit, okay. And you can see some of the drawings that were involved in us designing this base plate, okay. The reason we designed it actually was we wanted it to be featured as part of our ID Buck Pickups Set. So if you haven't had a chance, head over to, there's a couple of videos, links as well about during the course of this video. The ID Buck Pickups Set from us is an awesome set. It's the one that gets all the sort of amazing reviews that we've been getting, and it's got this brilliant bridge position pickup which has got the base plate on there, and it's basically almost like a Telecaster. Okay, so getting one of these base plates on will improve your pickup, but obviously if you can check out our pickups then we'd love that as well, okay. And I'm going to show you in this video how to install it on your pickup, okay. So without any further ado, let's have a little look at what you're going to need to do this job, and then we're going to have a little look at how to do it. Okay, so you're going to need one of our base plates, obviously. You can just pop it over to radioshoppickups.com to find one of those. You'll need to use your Strat pickup and have that ready. And ideally, I mean, you can do it whilst installed in the guard, but ideally you'd get the pickup out and then put it back in. You're going to need a soldering iron. My recommendation would be something around about between sort of 20 and maybe sort of 40 watts, really. 40 watts top, so you don't want anything hotter than that. You need a stand as well, okay, for your soldering iron. You're going to need some sort of paper tape, is what we use in the pickup making world, but it's not as easy to get. What you can do is have a little bit of masking tape, and I would use these scissors just to trim it, because you're going to put a little bit of tape along the bottom. You're going to need some wire cutters, because you will actually have slightly too much wire and you'll need to cut that. Solder, I would go with 60-40 lead tin split, and if you haven't had a chance yet, have a look at our soldering videos. I'll put a bit of a link up, and those videos will show you exactly what solder iron in a bit more depth as well, okay. And if you can get some super glue, we use these sort of fancy applicators so that they're easy to put on, but super glue, a few spots of that is going to help this job greatly. Okay, so that's what you need. Okay, so after ordering your base plate from our website, you'll get it in the post and it will look like this, and it will come with a little bit of extra length. Now you won't need all of that length, and the first step will be to take your existing pickup, and we're just using an old sort of dummy pickup for this really, okay, and you've got to establish which one it's actually going to be soldered to. So you've got your hot and your ground, so usually white and black. Now you want to be soldering to the black, and that might be different depending on what pickup you've got. It could be on that side or that side. So what we've done is we've actually put a spot of solder in the middle rather than on one side, and then this can actually reach to either place, so it can reach to both locations. So the first step will be, I mean, as you can see, it will just snap on. Depending on the strength of the magnets in the pickup, they will actually just snap on, and our design here is easy to line up with the two screw holes there. So you should be able to see, especially with this blue background, you should be able to see that it's easy to line up. Now, trimming will be the order of the day first because we want it to reach to, and we just check and flip over, the black wire is on that side. So we're going to be grounding there to the black wire, and we need to trim it. So I'm going to take it back off and just size it up for trimming. So I'll take a bit off, obviously just prospectively take little bits off rather than huge amounts, because it's always easy to just trim again if you've got too much. Just have a look at that and just see if that reaches. It does reach. I probably take a tiniest amount off, but it's not essential. So I'm just going to trim off just the smallest amount. And now when we offer that up, we should see that we've got this situation where that actually reaches perfectly. And that's where we're going to be doing our soldering joint. Now you can see that the magnetism of the pickup is enough to hold this in place, okay? But what we do when we do the installation of these base plates, as I said before, they were designed for the Buck set. So for the Buck set, we actually keep them in place. Now you don't want any vibration at all, really. So we use a tiniest amount of super glue, and we've got a wonderful applicator which will help us to put small amount on, okay? And just small amounts like that. It's not going to be encrusted along there, but a little dots here, there, and in a few places alongside will mean that we never get any movement, but the magnetism really is enough to hold it in place on its own, as you can see there, okay? So, it's quite hard to move now, but we're going to make doubly sure with a little bit of super glue. Now, what we're going to do is, just to make sure that there's never any sort of danger of shorting out, I'm going to put a little bit of tape across the pole pieces, okay? And you want a nice thin tape like this, okay? Which is never really then going to affect the sort of protrusion from the bottom. So what I'm going to do is, when we do this on all of the sort of anything we've got with a base plate, has always got this little strip in there, and there you are. That's probably a little bit too much, but you just get the idea there that on this pickup, this is what you want to do, is get a little bit of tape, okay? Now I've gone too long, so I'm just going to hold that down with my finger, and yeah, that's perfect. So the pull pieces are not going to touch the base plate. If you haven't got this sort of paper tape, which you probably won't have, let's be fair, pickup makers have got it, but no one else really would have that. Get a little bit of masking tape, measure the sort of length that you want. So if I just take this off now, okay, and imagine you didn't have that tape, let's get a length of that. I'm going to trim it, make sure that it reaches. I'll probably start with a bit too much. So just imagine that going from there to there. That's actually perfect. And now I'm going to trim the length of it, okay? Because obviously you don't want too much. So I'm just going to trim it. And I've got this length of tape now, which I'm going to put across these pull pieces. And that's nice and thin masking tape. Okay, that's what it's called in the UK. I mean, it's like decorator's tape. I'm not sure what it's called in the US or in other countries, but that now is perfect, okay? And we can then put that on. It's so thin, the tape, I wouldn't use any sort of plastic tape really, because it'll be a little bit thicker. And now you will find that is easy to install, okay? But to make doubly sure now, we're going to put a few spots of super glue across this pickup, okay? So I'm going to, obviously just easy as you go, because super glue just wants to come out and go everywhere really, doesn't it? That's why we use these little applicators. So I'm just putting a spot there, and so on, just around in a few places. You can even just go across the center like that. Once that, coupled with the magnetism, will mean that we never get any movement ever, okay? So you give that sort of 10 minutes to dry, that sort of thing, and we'll go on with the next bit. And what you want to be doing is, use a nice little background to just check that you can see the light through these two little holes. Okay. Now, once you've done that, what I want you to do then is actually, obviously, leave that a bit of time to dry. I'm not going to do that now because I'm going to try and do this in one go. Okay, and I want you to put the pickup on its side like that, okay? The worst thing that you can do really is solder, and because you're going to solder to the grounding solder joint there that's on the existing pickup. If you solder now from above, you're going to find that solder basically will just follow gravity, okay, and it will drip down through the eyelet, and then you've got a problem whereby perhaps you're going to need your pickup to be repaired. This is less likely to happen if you do this, okay. So if you lay it on its side, then the only place that gravity will make it want to go is downwards, and it's not going to be the end of the world, okay. So we're going to have a go now at soldering this, and I've got my solder at the ready, and really I could actually tin that, but I'm going to tin it all in one go, and should do this in I'm just going to tin the end of my soldering iron and tin the end of that, and what you'll find is actually, yeah, as I've gone to actually tin my wire, it's all there, and that joint has been done now, so that is attached to that. So that's it, and now you've actually got your base plate on the bottom of your Strat pickup. Is now ready for reinstallation, and also then obviously seeing and hearing what the difference is, and hopefully you'll notice a massive improvement. Now thanks for watching this video, guys. If you haven't seen any of our videos before, then hopefully you'll find them interesting. If you did find this one interesting, please hit subscribe. We'd absolutely love that. And there's lots of things coming up from us, guys. We've got videos where we're going to be comparing lots of pickup related stuff. Obviously there's going to be some awesome playing, but we're going to be doing rosewood versus maple comparisons, alnico comparisons. There's going to be lots of stuff which we hope you will find really interesting. That's just guitar oriented as well. So thanks for watching this video. If you can and have had a chance, or if you haven't yet, pop over to radioshop pickups.com and check out our pickups. We'd love that. And just thanks for watching.